Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video, I shall be showing you examples of how to write out your literature review. So this video is majorly for newbies, those that are new to writing empirical review. In subsequent videos, I'll be showing alternative ways to write your empirical review, showing some kind of skills of a writer. But this one is majorly for those that are doing it for the first time. And that is the reason why I titled it Examples of Empirical Review for Newbies. If you can recall in our previous video, I said that there are two ways you can write your empirical review. You can write it geographically, and then you can write it based on your objective. That is objective by objective. If you have three objectives, then you are going to do three empirical review under those objectives. So this video is particularly dedicated for doing empirical review geographically. Now, this is applicable to undergraduates, master's students, and doctoral students, with a little exception. For instance, undergraduate students majorly do not have any business doing or reviewing their empirical review objective by objective. Most often, geographically is okay by them. However, this is subjective because it depends on their school policy, on their departmental policy, and on the policy or what their supervisor wants when it comes to research. And also it depends on the prowess, the writing prowess, the research prowess of the students. The students might want to write the empirical review objective by objective, but they are not mandated to do it. For the master's students and doctoral students, this set of people can do their empirical review either geographically or objective by objective. This most of the time also depends on their department rule, the school policy, and what the supervisors want for them. But oftentimes, it is always better for this set of students, that is the graduate students, to review their empirical studies objective by objective. However, this could be tedious, but it's still the best way because it shows an in-depth explanation and connection in what they are doing, and also among all their variables, all the objectives that they are examining or they want to test and analyze in their study. All right, for geographical review, there are three ways to do this. In the last video, I talked about it. And the ways to do this, number one, if you can see here, it could carry these three headings that you're seeing here being highlighted here. So you could do your empirical review under this heading. That is, you could write, if you want to do for your developed countries. If you can recall in the previous that I said, under the geographical review, it is being done under three different countries. You look for studies from developed countries, you look for studies from developing countries, and you look for studies from your own country. For instance, I am making this video from Nigeria, and that's the reason why I put Nigeria there. All right, so if you want to follow this, it's going to carry this heading. For instance, okay, I want to review studies from developed country. I will write this as my headings. Studies from developed country. studies from developed country. So underneath it, this is an heading. I will bold it. You understand? I will bold it. And our empirical review is always carry this this labeling of 2.3. So this will be my 2.3.1. Okay, here, let me say this is my empirical review. Let me come here, empirical, this section of my chapter 2, empirical review. So this section of my chapter 2 is 2.3. The third section of my chapter 2. That's the reason why I carry that 2 means chapter 2. The 0.3 means that's the third section of my chapter 2. Now, I want to review based on geographical review. And I'm starting with developed countries. You understand? So after this, we come this 2.3.1. And this will be my heading, studies from developed countries. All right, after I write out this heading, I will start reviewing my studies underneath it chronologically. If you can recall in the previous video, I said it has to be recorded chronologically, starting from the latest to the downward. Starting from the latest to downward. For instance, if you are starting your empirical review from 2023, then you start from 2023, you review all studies in 2023, move to 2022, 2021, 2020. Recall under this session, the literature that you must review must span across 5 years. 5 years. Starting from the recent year you are writing that your research project. For instance, we are in 2024. I'm writing my undergraduate project. Fine. I might not see studies under my topic that has been published in 2024. That means I will start from 2023. So I will count 2023 backward for 5 years. I hope you understand. Then once you are done with studies from developed country, you come to developing country. As an heading, you highlight it again and then you label it 2.3.2. I hope you understand now. Then you review studies underneath it again and then you move here. You understand? To the last one, studies from your own country. Now, it's not going to carry this heading study from your own country, but rather it's going to carry the heading. For instance, now, I am recording this video from Nigeria, so mine will be studies from Nigeria instead of home country. Studies from Nigeria. Yeah, I hope you understand. Studies from Nigeria, and it's going to be 2.3.3. So this is how the headings is going to look like. Now, alternatively, if you don't want to write like this directly, you could also make the headings to be like this. We are still considering studies from the 3 nations of the world. That is, economic nation, not 3 nations, economic nations from the world. Now, let's assume that my topic I'm working on is this: credit management and sustainability of listed deposits money banks. Credit management and the sustainability of listed deposits money bank. That is my topic. Now, instead of now reviewing my studies based on this simple heading of study from developing country, and studies from Nigeria, I will include my topic. That's what makes the difference. I will include my topic, and it will be credit risk management and the sustainability of listed deposits money banks in developed economies. You understand? So this shows that I am reviewing under developed economies also. It's still the same thing, or developed countries. Then it will also carry This is still our 2.3.1. Now, instead of putting developed economy so that I won't confuse you, I can as well put developed countries. You understand? There is just a little difference there. The only difference here is just that I added my topic. Okay. And then after you write out these headings, you continue to review your studies underneath them. And then you move to the next one also. This is another heading from developing countries. You see, let me remove the word economy so that we can be on the same page. You will understand better. All right, 2.3.2. And the last one too, from instead of home country, it will now be from Nigeria. Okay, let me remove this. Studies in developing economy. Okay, in Nigeria. And also it's going to carry the labeling tag of 2.3.3. So under these headings, you can now review, you can now start writing your studies, the studies from this nation that you want to review. Recall in the previous video, like I said, for you to understand or get the accurate list of these economies of these countries, you can Google it online. What the list of countries that are classified as developed countries or developed economies is going to bring them out. So if you are reviewing your studies, you are going to see in those journal articles where those studies are being researched. So it will be easy for you to classify them based on the list that you have in your hands. All right, let's move to the next one. Okay, if you could recall also from our previous video, I said when you are reviewing your studies, you can do this. That is, you write them. There are things you follow when you are writing them. Number one, you write the name of the authors, those that author that particular study that you want to review, that journal article. You write the dates. You write either the topic or objective. In my own case, I would have preferred to write the broad objective instead of the topic, and not write those specific objectives, because objectives are divided into 3. When we get there, we're going to talk more about it. All right, so then you write the geographical location, the country where it is researched. Then you write the coverage, like the number of years the study covered. And then you write the method and you're going to write the findings. All right, so we are going to demonstrate these things that is listed here in the following illustration. All right, move with me as we continue our discussion in this video. All right, let's consider the following illustration. I hope you can see. Let's consider this illustration under the 3 different headings. Now, these are topics. These are studies that are reviewed under these 3 different headings. These studies that I wrote out here are particularly related to public sector management of the financial resources of a nation. So this particular study was done in 2010. I hope you can see. I want to review now my number 1, Shesherita and Brother, 2010. I hope you can see Shesherita and Brother, the name of those that wrote the article. 2010, the date the article was written. Investigated the let me highlight this so that you can follow easily. Investigated the average impact of government debts on per capita GDP growth. This is the broad objective. So it could be topic, it could be objective. But in my own case, I prefer to write the broad objective there. I hope you can see. What's the next one? Topic, broad objective. In 12 Eurozone countries, these 12 Eurozone countries represent the location. I hope you can see the geographical location. And you know, when you're talking about Eurozone countries, they are developed economies. You understand? Over the period of 45 years. I hope you can see the coverage. That's the next one. Using vector correction model. That's the method that's the analytical technique. The method they use to analyze the data gathered. Okay, now the last one. They did what? Found out that a non-linear impact of debt on growth with a turning point beyond which the government's debt GDP ratio has a deleterious impact on long-term growth at about 90 to 100% of GDP. This is the findings. As you can see here now, findings. Okay, now to make this easier, I could as well as copy this and come and bring it here. Studies from developed economy, paste. I reviewed study 1. That's the first one. I hope you are following our discussion. I can as well come here and justify. You understand? So I can also come here also, because it's still the same thing. I can also come here and bring it here, so that you can understand better what I am saying. I can come here also and bring it here. Let's bring it here. Shasharita. Yep. Alright, so we're there. Now, if there is any other study I want to review, 2010, if the following one is 2009, it's going to come underneath it. The next one is 2008, it's going to come underneath it. If the next one is 2011, it's going to come on top of it. 2012 on top, 13. I hope you understand the chronological way it has been done. Okay, let's move to our developing economy too. This was done by Emory, Duke, and Energy 2015. These are the names of the authors together with the year the article was written. They investigated the impact of government expenditure. This is the broad objective. Using OLS regression tests, that is their method, the analytical technique they use in measuring the data gathered. Alright, so the study found out that disaggregated expenditure does not crowd out private investment. This is the findings. Alright, I will carry this again. I will copy it and come and paste it under my studies from my developing countries, so that we understand what we are talking about better. Okay, let's remove the boldness and I'll come here and justify. I'll do the same thing also. I'll copy, come and put under these headings here. Put, okay. Alright, so like I said earlier on too, if the next study you want to review are 2014, is going to come below it. If it is 2016, it's going to be above it. The last one in this video, okay, studies from our home country, study from Nigeria. Akano, this was done by Akano and Adams in 2019. The names and the year. Examine the effects of government expenditure on economic and social services development in Nigeria. This is the broad objective. And the location. This examine Nigeria, broad location. Using correlational analysis. That is the analytical method. You understand? They use. Okay, the correlational analysis I do not want you to look at that method, because correlation actually examine the relationship between variables, but the objective says examine the effects. I just pick one out of the method. This correlation analysis is attributed to their descriptive section of their work. This is not the main technique used to analyze in order to examine what they were trying, the effect itself. This is a wrong method. It's not correlation analysis. I hope you understand. Just overlook the method I wrote there for now. All right. When we get there, we're going to talk more about what they are and the kind of analytical technique you could use in different kind of situation. All right. The results revealed a positive relationship between national recurrent expenditure and economic service and social services. This is the findings. Okay, so I'll pick this again so that we can be on the same page. I'll copy. I'll come here also. Studies from Nigeria. Let's come here. I'll paste. Okay. Remove the bold.